Good evening, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Europa, where we are viewing the daring plan to retake Europe from the Camarilla. Tonight we are beginning this scene as the gibbous moonlight shines upon the island of Sardinia. The two La Sombra that have been summoned here from the various corners of the earth are out hunting together as a way to get to know each other a bit more with the plans that they have for creating a pack around their dark nucleus of shadow. So heading into the city of Nero, which is somewhat centralized upon the island.
Yeah. They'll have been driving in, probably in a car. Khaled will be driving them in, parking up in an alleyway somewhere in the middle of town near the sort of bars and sort of areas tourists would be more likely to frequent. And yep, he'll stow the car, make sure there's nothing incriminating in it, and get out with his new associate and start looking for somewhere to focus their attentions, a bar or somewhere to hide. Any suggestions?
I think a bar is good. Find where the locals are gathering and the not so locals. Was not prepared for speaking Italian, but if we go to a place where there's a lot of tourists, I'm sure there will be a lot more that we can interact with to get our point across.
Yes.
Are you looking for a low-key sultry hunt, or are you looking for a smash and grab?
Why not have something a bit more exciting? Let's just grab some poor deer and run off. With a grin.
All right, well, let's move in for stalking then. The Agtir will summon the shadows around him to make it a little bit easier for him to skulk in the shadows, since that's not normally his style.
Yeah.
And
Khalid will do likewise, because every little helps. And yes, start.
so,
Well, since you two are skulking, I guess it wouldn't take you long to run into a couple that seems to be on their way from some drinking hole or several. More likely several, judging by the way they need to lean on each other to stay up. And probably not too difficult also to spot that you're not the only ones following this couple about. There's this bald guy with a beard wearing a suit that seems to be heading the same way as the couple ahead of him, even if the couple has made already 2 or 3 random turns. Nobody else is going to notice it unless they're following the couple, so...
Well, I
Khaled
might be
will,
focusing too much attention on the couple. My perception was not very excellent, but I did get minor success.
yep, and I will just... Also one success. They glimpse this stalking man. And Khaled will indicate to Tiagtia, as he's convinced this man is clearly quite invisible. Well dressed for a mugger. We lost you.
For a moment. You back, Jake?
Have you... yeah, Jake was just saying... Sorry, Khaled was just indicating to this individual and pointing out he's well dressed for a mugger.
Try again.
Okay, yes, indicating...
So,
yeah, well dressed for a mugger.
okay. Yeah, I suppose. Do you... Alright, well, let's just watch and see what he's going to do then.
Yeah? So Khaled will lean into the shadows and fold, more specifically lean against the wall, fold his arms and see what's going on.
Yeah. It won't take long to notice that the guy following this couple is actually taking his time. There's been a few opportunities for a quick smash and grab. He's looking around, keeping an eye on things, just not just waiting till a good opportunity. He's waiting for a situation he thinks is perfect for whatever he thinks he is doing. Playing the long game, if you will.
Yeah. Khaled will just interest rather peaked. Follow this this man until pretty much until something happens.
Okay. Unless nobody else can do anything, it'll not take that long until he thinks he has a spot. Want to jump in here, or should I describe what happens next?
You can describe. We're curious to watch.
Yeah.
Well, he's actually taken half an hour for the couple to decide that they don't know where they're going. And then he approaches and goes, "Excuse me, are you looking for something? You seem a bit lost." "Oh, the hotel? What name?" "Oh, I know that place." If somebody is very, very keen on perceptions, you might notice that the couple doesn't even speak a local lingua franca, so he's discussing in English. And he goes, "Yeah, I know that place. Come on this way. I know a shortcut. I'll get you there in 15 minutes, wherever you're going." And as
Actions,
we
and then you
all,
go to lead them.
yes, he's going to lead them off through a shortcut. You know, this narrow alley. That's kind of dark, a little bit out of the place. Well, then I think I'm going to make a perception awareness check, because if you guys are visible, you're going to ruin my.
Yeah. Do you want us to re-roll?
Reroll.
Given that
Please
we'll
do.
be following you for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is basically the point where I'm thinking I'm going to start doing something that shouldn't be seen, and that means I'm actually checking.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
3 on each of us.
Oh my, you're going to be very, very good against me. I forgot to take the ship. No, I didn't before, guys. Oh, let's see. Can you see anything?
No, I'm afraid not.
Still not working for me, so if one of you would roll me 4 dice.
Okay. I got 2 successes.
Defender wins. Who is the defender?
We both got 3.
Ah, well, I don't see anything that seems to be out of place. And so this fellow will just, well, give a little neck bite to the lady, who seems to be enjoying it way too much, and probably faints in short order because, well, 3 seconds around, 3 blood points around, 6 blood points from a drunken person, they are out cold. Using a few blood points to smash the face in on the man, who, of course, objects at this point. And then just making certain to take their valuables and use a knife to poke a few holes into them so that the blood flows freely. You know,
Whilst
another mugging.
whilst whilst this individual is sort of bent over doing that, with his back to the Sombra, Khaled will sidle up behind him silently and whisper in his ear, "Seems a bit of a waste, isn't it nicer to share?"
Oh, good grief. Initiative!
How many dice do you need? I mean,
you
just the
only,
1 dice, but we got 7 on the die here for your initiative, bud.
Oh my.
Yep. So that's
15.
8, 1, 2, 3, 14.
Not good enough.
Nope.
So you're probably going to be a bit surprised to find out that somebody is actually moving fast enough to put the knife between the two of you and actually showing those fangs out around. Who wants in on Mike?
Pardon, sorry?
Who wants in on my kill?
Well, if this is your turf, this is the first we've heard of it.
I'm not saying my turf, I'm saying my kill. Are you hard of hearing?
At the insult, the other individual Khaled will snarl and say, "No, but clearly you are, given that you failed to notice us behind you the whole time. But my name is Khalid. There, manners. Yours?" You'll probably notice at this point that Khaled is also holding a knife.
Well, if you want to be a scavenger, feel free. I'm done with them. Just, don't make a mess.
I think you've solved that problem.
Well, we haven't really met any locals, so I don't know if making a mess is really a big deal or not.
Given the attitude of some of them, I think they'll make messes, quite enough messes by themselves.
Actually, looking at Jack there and going, I saw you at the boat, didn't I?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So, let me put it this way. My host asked that I not make a mess, so I'm avoiding making a mess.
Ah. Our host didn't really put much restrictions on us, so
Maybe he assumed it's common sense or something.
I think if anyone was expecting common sense, having met some of the people who've joined our merry little adventure, they've got to think they've invited quite the wrong group.
And perhaps I used the wrong word. Let's go with pragmatism.
pragmatism. That, yes. Well, I suppose, but I'm thinking that as we branch off this island, pragmatic moves is going to be counterintuitive.
How do you reckon?
Well, the Camarillas tend to be more squeamish when they have to clean up our messes.
Sorry about the manners. Didn't know you first. Please help yourself. The thing is, I'm thinking before you start making messes, you want to know where to make it.
I think the term is "don't shit where you eat."
Oh, in this situation, especially. Don't shit where you can't blame it on somebody who the Camarilla will descend
That
upon.
phrased where I come from. Well, met friend, so are you one of those who are scurrying about in the caverns, the Legio Mortis, I believe they are calling themselves?
Yeah, I'm one of two people who decided that when on a vacation you want to stay in a hotel.
Clearly, you've never stayed in a castle. It's really quite impressive. Stayed in
Too
quite a few skeevy hotels.
too close to the powers that be. If you're too close to the powers that be, that makes the powers that be more likely to give you orders.
Mm.
Me, I'm
Potentially.
me, I'm more of the opinion the less orders given towards my way, the better I can operate.
Ah, free thinker. That's good. Good to
Well,
know that there's others out here.
if I'm responsible of the deeds I do, they better at least be deeds I want to do, eh?
Yep. There's only two kinds of people in the world: the ruled and the ruler. I know which side is good to be on.
Well, let's see. Extends his hand a bit forward from. I rule everything in this range. Everything else is free game for others.
Well, with that attitude and knowing how many commands are going to be bandied about, no doubt you would want somebody to be a go-between between you and the powers that be, so you aren't being harassed with their dauntless commands.
Yes, yes, I know, I know. We should be organizing into packs, picking up Ducktide to tell us what we should do, and picking up Priest to tell us what we should not do.
Is that what we're supposed to do?
I
Oh, I
wouldn't,
totally got it backwards.
I wouldn't know. Never been one or the other. Never had the, what do you call it? Drive.
Hmm.
Ah,
I've got enough of a job keeping myself in line rather than taking responsibility for others.
well, you are a pragmatic individual. You shouldn't be too difficult to pack about with.
Uh,
The alliance of the reasonable.
Now there's a terrible phrase. Don't let anybody in power hear you say it.
And Kellogg just laughs pretty loudly, slightly inappropriately loudly, given that they are hiding in an alleyway with two dead bodies.
Tell you what, let's go on the beach and talk about it more.
Sounds good.
So, what kind of beasts be you two then? I've already met Toreador, who acts like a gangrel.
We are both La Sombra.
Speaking of powers that be,
Sometimes I'm mistaken for his immunity, but uh, that's meant. And yourself, what kind of beast?
exactly that.
So I didn't
Excellent.
actually hear the question.
Oh, I did. Oh, I did. What kind of a beast I am? Exactly
Yes.
that.
Ah, beasts are good.
Yes. Someone. Someone who can cause problems for others and solve their own. Sounds like a brilliant member of the pack.
Yeah. And since you two are, I'm guessing
You don't want hassling with a bunch of commands. So what is it that you are seeking in this crusade?
me,
Yes, you.
free Europe.
Unless you're on a crusade for something else.
No, it's I'm just of the notion that, you know, who else but the youth of Europe can appreciate your freedom, having had so very little choice for so long?
We definitely have the right freedom to spread.
Indeed.
I've used inexorable amount of time thinking about that one. I think even the local Kami elders still have to suffer anarchs, the watered down version. So I'm thinking that might be a good way to get a little inroads.
Yes. Potential allies as
You would have
well.
at seeing them than us.
Sorry, I missed most of that.
Same.
Okay. I said that you would have an easier time at making connections with the anarchs and enticing them than some of us.
True enough.
Yes, although lack of flesh crafting helps anyone fit in, really.
There's the beach I got my first snack from. Let's have a seat.
Not very scenic.
Well, I like it.
It's an easy kill. The more difficult kills are more worth the challenge, putting us to the test.
The purpose of the kill is to get enough sustenance. And maybe figure a little something out about the person you make the kill with.
Yes, hunting together is definitely a good bonding activity.
Yes, I'd say the kill is somewhat more about good sportsmanship. Good evening, gentlemen.
I swear, whoever the next person is who creeps up on me, they are going to regret it.
Well,
And who might
that
you be, good
depends.
sir?
I suppose, my friend, that would depend upon the person sneaking up on you and their intentions. My name, Frederick Finnegan. My friends call me Freddy.
And Khaled says, looks at him and is like, why, yes. I just remember you from the plane. Don't mind me saying.
Yes,
Khaled.
Go ahead, I might not mind.
And this is Yagtier and just as two nice characters whose name I either can't remember or don't know if I've been told. Or
Oh, Carl. Yeah.
Yes, well,
so,
it is a...
have you joined the Skulkers in the Cave, the Legio Mortis they're calling themselves, or...
No, myself, no. Never received the invite, and personally, I did always find crypts to be so dull. No, I've been making my rooms up at the castle. You know how it is.
Ah. Well, yes, Khalid and I have been there as well.
Ah. And we didn't even see each other. Well, that we know of.
That is true.
Hmm. Yes, I've mostly been keeping to my rooms or thereabouts. Have a lovely young woman. Blonde of hair, wonderful to take tea with.
Yes. Should get out
Good,
and see
but he
the
doesn't do
island.
much upkeep.
No, but then you don't need much upkeep with a castle. Frankly, the rooms speak for themselves.
Oh, he's very meticulous. My servant, I guess, nicked the door and they repaired it while I slept during the day.
Yes, quite unbridled access, but still.
So yourself, Freddie, are you consider yourself a reasonable and pragmatic individual like Carl here?
Reasonable? I suppose it would depend entirely on the humour you find me in. Pragmatic, or most certainly, if a bit of a flair for the dramatic at times.
Now, dramatic I can do. I've never been called reasonable before this evening, but I do like the little bit of drama.
Yes, I could never tell by your certain aesthetic.
I'm really looking forward to knocking over a casino. Always wanted to do that.
A casino? Did I miss something? Did I come in too late into the conversation, gentlemen?
Well, Monte Carlo's just across the bay. I think that should be an excellent place for us to begin our conquest.
Make it rain.
Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. Good show, gentlemen.
So, just to cut directly to the point, as despite, I know, like you said, Carl, no one likes too many orders. We've been told to present a pack to a woman, to the bishops or whatever. Shall we engage in this mad exercise of conquering a continent together?
Well, Khalid, you know that I am game. I'm ready to present ourselves as a pack to the Crimpies. What say you, Freddie and Carl? Are you willing to allow us two brothers of Shadow to be the middlemen between you and those who want to boss you around?
I don't know. Carl?
Hey, if somebody wants to call themselves a boss, that's fine by me. I'll even extend to anybody who's been invited to this little sojourn enough respect to share up once. The follow-ups you are gonna have to add.
Well, so which one is going for priest? Which one for uh our character? Shit, Ductus. Ductus is it?
Yeah.
So which one is going for priest? Which one for Ductus? Who will be the officer in charge? Oh, Capitan, my Capitan, as it were.
I've never thought of myself as a particularly devout man.
I have been trained to follow in Kind's footsteps and know a little bit of the legends and lore, and have been taught on how to do the Valdery, amongst other odds and ends.
So, I would claim the position of Ductus, unless anyone has any disagreements.
Well, disagreements remain to be seen. Personally, I always responded well to good command, good orders. I present to you my skills, you let me know how I should apply those skills, and I'll use a little bit of creative license in between, and, well, if you're as capable as you seem to think you are, then I don't suppose we'll have a problem, Khalid.
No, and I've never complained about initiative if it works.
It always worked back in the day. Certainly the Jerrys could say something about that.
Well then, I suppose we've got ourselves a plan, do we?
I think we do.
So what should we anoint our cursed pack with the name of?
Yes, I think the Legion of the Reasonable is peer into the ivory tower quite a way.
I'm still thinking we should think a little bit less what Ivory Tower thinks and a little bit more about what possible allies might think.
Oh yes, the lunatics.
The lunatics. Certainly something less stuffy and dramatic than Legio Mortis. I mean, there was a rather good name that I heard. Small faction in World War II, created by the British government. The the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Something like that. Something with a little panache.
I like that level of panache.
So,
Ministry.
the Ministry of Bastards. No.
Bastard League.
The Bastards League. The Bastard League or the Bastards League?
The bastard.
Bastards Ministry.
Here's a suggestion: Ministry of Dastardly Deeds.
Ministry of Dastardly Deeds.
The Ministry of now?
Well, doesn't mean we have to wear a collar or anything. Just means,
No, it's simply I misheard you. What was the name you suggested?
Ministry of Dastardly Deeds.
Sadly, it's a mouthful. Why not just stick with the bastards? It's short.
Well, I'm sure any name will be shortened anyway. I can't imagine that we're really going to be calling the others the Legio Mortis every time that we talk about them.
Actually, having heard you talk about them, I think we are, with that certain tone of voice.
Ah,
I prefer just the lunatics. But
Right. How about... I've got it. I think I have it. The Bastard Squad, otherwise known as the Bastards for short.
I'll take that one.
that
Bastard
works.
Squad it is.
We have an accord. Certainly a little bit more stylish than Legio Mortis or whatever it is, don't you think?
At least a lot more panache and style that we would accept. I'm sure they're all doing a circle jerk over their name, but
The
Oh,
circle
yes.
jerk?
At the very least, prancing and not holding hands.
Um, uh, you're not familiar with the terminology of that one, are you?
What, circle jerk? No.
You're
No.
You're a Brit, right?
Oh, well, what gave it away?
I'd say possibly even I can recognize the tempo of your voice. Anyway, uh, it's basically what happens when lads in a private school decide to congratulate each other on a well-played game after everybody's gone to bed.
Oh, like soggy biscuit. Yes. Of course.
speaking of which, I actually don't have a cup for the Valdery. Are we just gonna? I don't think spitting in each other's mouths is really gonna work.
No.
Uh, we have knives and we have a plentiful supply of humans. I would suggest we have a means to solve our little problem right here and now.
Exactly. Let's go find ourselves a cup worthy of the bastards.
Something lean, good looking. Yes.
Okay, so are we going to look around on the beach, see if there's any lone travelers?
Yeah. Or let's find a couple making out. We can feast on one and use the other for whatever we need. Find something that we can haul out his head or something.
If you see someone swimming, that's always a good choice.
Let's roll fake dice. We see a couple. One success. Someone is clearly very foolish tonight. So yes, possibly someone enjoying the night sea air, wandering down to paddle in the water during the night. And they may or may not notice this collection of strange individuals, with one particularly strange individual there, further down the beach.
Well, let's take a look. I know that I botched their perception roll, so they are oblivious.
Way.
Bastards? As your Ductus, I gives you my first instruction of the war. Let's enjoy this.
Quite. Who first? To run them down, as it were.
By all means, gentlemen.
Well, you two have seen me hunt, so somebody else's turn.
Khalid will pull out his knife and start heading towards this individual, smiling, and will drop some blood into dexterity whilst he's at it. And say, anyone else wants some? Or shall I just go?
Oh, I'll follow your lead, fearless leader. And with this, Freddy sort of pops the collar in his great coat, this big black coat of his, and kind of pulls the neck of his jumper upwards, and just sort of drops into a stealthy crouch.
You're British, you understand cheating. Do you want to go? Just run past her and hide. Catch her if she runs.
Quite happy. Okay, he drops, let me think, he puts blood into dexterity, which brings it up to 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dice for stealth. I am on my phone, unfortunately, if somebody wouldn't mind throwing those dice down for me.
How many dice, sorry?
7.
7. 1, 2, 3 successes there.
Yeah, he kind of drops and then ghosts past her. He sort of lays in a shadowed patch of sand, just sort of crouches down.
Khalid tosses his knife in the air and throws it at the woman.
With all of those lovely successes.
And hits her quite squarely. And so he got 4 successes. 1 for a knife. Clearly didn't hit a particularly sensitive part of this woman. As
Probably caught her in the shoulder or something.
In fact, that's 1 less dice. Nope, still nothing. Caught her in the shoulder. So she promptly screams and starts running.
Okay, allow me to make a... Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I will 5 dice to grapple.
Okay. Jake, do you want to roll for the woman? If 5 dice. You get... Ooh, sorry, that's 5. 3 successes. So you grab hold of this this woman, assuming... Jake, can you just roll 3 dice, or 2 dice for this woman? See if she can attempt to resist.
No. 2 ones.
She botches. As she sprints, he sticks his leg out. He sort of pops up from this patch of sand, sticks his leg out, she tumbles over, and he just sort of gracefully falls on top of her and pins her down. As the moon shines over his deformed features, a large, disjointed smile leading all the way up his cheeks extends, and this large sort of hooked nose sort of catches the moonlight, and she suddenly realizes she is face to face with a monster. Lovely evening for a stroll, my dear. I assume she screams.
Oh yes, she's screaming healthily. Let's make sure no one's around to hear. On this quiet little beach. One success, no minuses. So she seems to be in quite an unfortunate position. As
He
Cully
holds her struggling, chuckling.
heads over, picking up his knife in the sand, wiping it off, and leaning over, further terrified. If anything could terrify this more, it's a man with a large, still slightly oozing scar, like his head's been cracked open at some point, grinning savagely. It's quite an honor for you, little lady. You get to be our first Vortery Cup. He pats her face.
Freddie leans down slowly and gives her a very cordial kiss on the cheek as she begins screaming. No, dear, don't worry. I'll only hurt for a few moments. Minute or two tops, darling. Gentlemen!
So, Yagtier, do you want to say a few words for this marvelous moment? We lost Jake again.
Damn, we lost the priest.
Not me. It's your job. Because I said not me first.
Yeah.
Nah, he gone. What a moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't get back organized from Google Hangouts. Sorry.
Yeah. Google Hangout says, no, don't like this pack. I'll go join Legion Mortis.
Our fate was cursed from the outset.
Go join Legion Mortis and skip about praising Cain, holding hands, and then smash up cars just in front of a bar.
Oh, I have a feeling Legion Mortis and the Bastard Squad are going to be the best of friends.
Oh yes. Given how the Khaled and Solomon are already getting along so well.
I don't think, well, to his knowledge, Carl has yet to meet a single one of them, so he's just going based on what you guys are saying, especially how you're saying it.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I could hear you guys, and I started talking, and then it was very obvious you couldn't hear what I was saying, so...
Yeah.
So yes, so you guys, you asked if the priest wanted to say anything for this woman?
Yup.
Yep.
All right. Yes, of course. Brothers, thank you for providing us this kill. Just as Cain threw his brother to the lion, we shall throw this wretched beast to ours, and we will feast and we will strengthen ourselves, and outwards we will go into the continent of Europe, and we will devour the heart's blood of our enemies and grow stronger for it.
Hail Cain.
Hail
Rolf
Cain!
Cain.
And Khaled will go in for the first sip.
Freddy will obligingly allow his doctors to take the first bite. He waits very, very patiently.
Yep. And Khaled takes a few points. Enough that the woman is, if conscious now, only barely, and definitely does not have the strength to scream anymore. Before offering it to his priest.
I will pick her up and viciously tear at her throat. Probably spill 1 or 2 points of blood as I lap out another. And hand it over to he that assisted in getting the kill.
He sort of takes the girl from you, this now quite limp body, and like quite tenderly he takes her and sort of puts her down. You have a feeling before he was a hideous monster, this man was an accomplished lover. And he sort of strokes his hand up her inner leg and onto her thigh, and then sort of, almost makes me feel alive again. Sort of, and then just sinks his face very, very softly against that soft part of the inner thigh and just begins to take another couple of points. Best part of a woman, you know. And as he finishes drinking, he will, as if sort of offering a slice of cake, will offer it to Greg.
Carl, who'll take it, and
Carl, sorry.
Very non-committantly grabs a ring. Not much, just to show that, yeah, I'm in on this as well, because, well, 2 at least know that he's already fed to his fulfillment, so.
And now completely drained, pretty much. And bleeding heavily, if she's not. This woman dies. And Khaled looks at the group and says, well, it'll be honor leading you all into battle. But perhaps it's getting on, and we should get back to our respective havens. I think.
But our pact will not be official until we mix our blood. Let's at least hollow the top of her scalp so that we can have a bowl to mix the Voldery.
Yeah, let me help with that one. Manifesting claws and just going slice and scoop for that one. There you go.
Oh, wonderful craftsmanship. Really, really, very well done. Good show.
Well, this Voldery cup is definitely on the Zeph side of things. Very well then, and I shall add my blood to it first, pass it to the Ductus.
Who puts his point of blood in and passes it to... it'll probably be Freddy who's closest to him.
He takes out his own knife, a very military-looking blade. It looks quite old, very vintage. Cuts his own wrist, drains it in. He only a small amount because he sort of looks between them apologetically. Nosferatu blood, of course, having a particular taste to it. And then passes it over to the remaining gentleman.
Well, the Gangrel will just once again being much more businesslike about this than much of anything else. Quick cut to the wrist, few drops in and down. Just enough for a blood point because that's what it takes.
And I mix it around and do the small Latin incantation that I was taught, and as Cain bonded his children to bring them back from the other side, so this blood bonds us through him to each other. And I'll take a sip and hand it to the Ductus.
And Khalid takes his sip, not as reverently. He's not as business-like as Carl is, but definitely just the religious observation is slightly going, if anything, slightly over his head, before passing it to Freddie.
Freddie cordially takes it, and with both hands placed on either side, he does raise his smaller finger. He raises his pinky on each hand as he takes a very quick sip. Well, he drinks quite deeply, but he sort of sips it quite gentlemanly. A wonderful blend, gentlemen. Hail Cain.
Carl takes the cup last, lifts it up a bit. Hail Cain and hail the Bastard Squad. Drinks it dry and hands it over to the priest.
And with that, my brothers at arms, the Bastard Squad is ready to light a fire and burn down the tower. Lof Cain, my brothers.
Hail Cain.
Hail Cain.
And if you want to make voluntary rolls, I'm just going to put in the order.
Yeah.
Of it.
We'll make the rolls and then we'll end scene.
Although I'm assuming that that's the order. So what I'll do is I'll roll Khaled first, and then Freddie, if you, Jake, you want to roll you, and then Carl. And this is for
What is it? What?
That's
Sorry, Carl.
What?
You love
So,
your
I really like my brothers that stay at the castle with me. So,
Okay, Sam, what you've got is 2 to Yagtier, 1 to Khalid, and 1 to Carl.
So is that?
we're just going to have to rely on our winning personalities to keep
Yeah.
him liking us.
You're pretty much like drinking it is something special supposed to happen.
Yeah.
This is what it's gonna work.
Let's,
Nice.
let's,
Okay.
let's put it this way: your personal opinion will carry the day.
Yeah.
Yes. Meanwhile, I've got a vampire boner for you in Khalid, so.
Yeah.
Nobody likes me. Surprise, surprise.
I like you, actually. I think you're my highest roll.
Oh my.
And then, yes, I'll roll for Carl, actually.
Carl. Okay.
You love everyone!
Yeah. Hey, come on!
Yay!
Of course, I love everyone. I wouldn't share a cup, a watery cup, with you if I didn't.
Exactly. Excellent.
Oh, you're just saying that.
Well
Yeah.
then, brothers, let's head off back to the what's left of the night,
Yeah.
and let's have some fun. I've already started to try to find out what's going on in Monte Carlo, so I think we should definitely put that city on our first on our vacation plans.
I do certainly think it would be a good way to pick up a little bit extra money for the coffers for the rest of the raid. I mean, think of it. If we were to fund the first part of the campaign, imagine what the look on the Legio Mortius' faces when they realise that, well, the bastard squad really have the power. Huh?
Yes.
All right. And as we skulk out into the night, thank you, viewers, for watching. This is Europa, ready to take over Europe. The Bastard Squad is founded. Lofgein.
Hail Kane.
Okay.